Hello guys and welcome to an episode of Planet Zoo. Now we haven't done Planet Zoo in a while. I think the last time I done Planet Zoo was gotta be about 2019 and it was on Twitch. It was like Let's Play basically. I thought I would start again from the beginning. I love this game and I wish I could play this game to the very end. Hard mode is bloody hard though, but we are going to start from the beginning. Goodwin House, and we're going to start new. Hopefully and we have to go on the hardest difficulty. Everything is just a lot harder, including getting the golden stars. Because I thought the golden stars were the hard mode, but no, there is a difficulty to the hard mode on top, so it's just extra difficult. Fair enough. I like a challenge. Sometimes it can be too hard. I know it isn't because the tutorial's pretty good. I like the way that the story flows. I enjoy the Welsh character. Can't remember their names. I'm just hoping that it's not that laggy because it's been a while since I've played it. Got a new graphics card, but I've changed up the graphics now, and also aging has scaled. But we've always had that, even on the Twitch.
Ah, heyo at Hematu. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I have a habit of slipping back into the Planko language. It's good to finally meet you in person. I'm Bernard, although I insist you call me Bernie. The only person who calls me Bernard is my wife. And even then, only when I've tracked elephant dung into the carpets. As you know, I own several zoos, but I always like to show people the ropes here at my home. This is the first zoo I ever opened, and a source of great pride for me. And prides, thanks to a lion breeding program we ran in the 80s. But we're in the middle of a big renovation, and that's where you come in. Sadly, our old contractor had to retire after developing a fur allergy. Poor devil kept sneezing his dentures into the lion habitat. So, it's up to you to finish everything off. Don't worry, though. I'm not completely throwing you into the deep end. My head keeper, Nancy Jones, will be lending a helping hand. Oh, she's a hard worker, and she'll expect you to be too. But I'm sure you'll get along like a house on fire, or even better, one that isn't on fire. Less shouting that way.
That's a really nice
Hello
zoo.
there. From that rosy, fresh face of yours, I'm guessing you're Bernie's new hire. Good. Now, I hope you're ready to ditch your diploma because we're about to get really hands-on. But before we
Can I
begin the real
go
work,
to the
how
settings
about we
first, love? 2 seconds. I just need to turn you up a bit. I think you're a bit too low. If we just chuck you up there.
familiarize you with the zoo by learning how to fly around it and visiting some of our
Maybe a little bit more. Maybe we'll up this to 70.
beautiful
That's
animals.
better.
We'll start by popping over and having a look-see at the grizzly bears in their habitat.
What's the buttons then, love? Oh, they both don't make a difference, really. Okay, let's go.
Did you know that grizzly bears, also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to 7 months a year? Oh, but then again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too. Select one of the bears and you'll bring up its information panel. See now, this is a fantastic way to get a close look at your animals. You can also get this view of an animal by simply double-clicking on it.
We just did that.
Okay, when you're ready, let's pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find. Panthera leo leo, or the West African lion to you and me. Lions are the most social of the big cats, and there can be as many as 40 lions in a pride, although prides of that size are pretty rare. As Bernie would say, those lions are awesome, which is precisely why I handle the training instead these days. Anyway, how about we get started on those objectives? Come on, let's head over to an empty habitat and see what needs doing there.
Okay, where's the empty habitat then? Oh, there we go.
As you can see, it's a lovely space for animals, but it's missing a certain something. Well, two somethings. Warthogs. So I'd like you to adopt a pair of them. To adopt animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section. There we are, a pair of perfectly splendid warthogs for our zoo. Just click on them and select Adopt from the side menu. Normally the animal exchange would be full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works. The last thing I need is you accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
I mean, I did that once. They're very
When you
expensive.
adopt an animal, it's automatically placed in the trade centre, where they're held until you're ready to move them into
I'm
their
a bit too
habitat,
quick here.
which,
I've already played
as
it. I
happens,
shouldn't
you are. So how about
be
you
rushing.
move them into their new home? When you ask for an animal to be moved into a habitat, your caretakers will go to the trade centre, collect your animal, and deliver them to your selected habitat. I've marked the trade centre's location, so let's go and watch the caretakers in action.
Where? Ah, there it is.
Well, as you can see, those caretakers don't hang about. They'll move those animals to their destination as fast as possible. Of course, normally we'd have to place the animals into quarantine before moving them into a habitat, but I am assured by a person of good standing that these warthogs are in the very rudest of health. Right, let's get the warthog's habitat finished up so we can keep them nice and happy. You see, each animal in the zoo has an overall welfare statistic, basically how happy they are. And that overall welfare statistic is itself comprised of 4 different areas.
He's hungry and
Nutrition,
thirsty already.
social health, habitat, and enrichment. Luckily, if you select an animal, you'll bring up their animal welfare information panel, which we saw earlier, where you can see how they're doing. That way, you'll know exactly what areas need to be addressed. Don't worry if that's a lot to remember. You can always check the Zoopedia for more information. Let's start by making sure we're taking care of the warthog's nutrition welfare. To do this, we'll need to place a food station and a drinking station. Now, each animal requires a different type of feeding station. And for the warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So let's add one of those and a water bowl.
Let's have it over here. And a water ball.
Animals also require stimulation to keep them happy. Let's add a
Oops.
lovely mud bath for the warthogs to roll around in. That bath will count towards their enrichment welfare, specifically their toy enrichment welfare.
I want that. Nice.
Oh,
There we go.
nice work.
Lovely.
You've got a knack for this, I see. Now, our contractor had to leave in a hurry, so this place is in a pharaoh state. Unfinished thingamajigs and whatsits all over the shop. But the first
Thingamajigs.
thing we need to finish is the ostrich habitat.
Oh, that looks really
It's
nice.
over
though,
near the
look at the wood.
hippos.
Alright, let's go to the highlighted area.
Oh, before we actually start building our ostrich habitat, let's pause the game. Just click the pause button in the bottom right corner.
Okey-dokey.
That's more like it. A quick break. Sometimes it's a good idea to pause the game whilst you're doing something which requires your concentration, because it'll stop the zoo spinning out of control while you're looking the other way. Let's keep the game paused while we get this ostrich habitat built. Okay, job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier. Every habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out?
Oh, yeah, I don't want to-
Just make sure it's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it.
Ah, fuck it. Oh, I messed that up.
Right,
Ah,
let's
don't matter.
complete the perimeter barrier so we can adopt us some ostriches.
It's only the tutorial.
I've marked out an area for you to use, so I'd like you to finish off the perimeter using the brick barrier. Good work. Remember,
Where do we want them
before you
to,
can place
like,
animals in
they
any
can't watch
habitat,
by
it
there. I
has
should have
to
put a
have
gate.
full loop of connected barrier.
Ah,
Now, you've probably noticed
where
that
did the
guests
gate go?
can't actually see into this habitat at the moment. At least not without a stepladder.
So I
But
just
seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier so the guests can see in.
for some reason the gate disappeared. Weird. Okay. So I should have put it over there, but I'm alright with having the gate here. I think we'll stick the glass barrier. Whoa, too far. This one.
There we go. Adding in more windows gives guests even more opportunities to see the animals in a habitat.
Right, so
It's
let me do
always
it
best to
twice.
make sure
Okay.
the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're walking on, because it makes them happy. And
It
because
makes
this would
them
be a pretty
happy.
terrible zoo if they couldn't. The last thing we need to do is to add a donation box. You see, when guests enjoy the view of an animal, they'll make a donation. Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places, like near a viewing point. Donation boxes are one of the main sources of income for the zoo, so make sure you remember
Just one.
them. Now, before we
Unpause.
adopt our ostriches, you should click the play button. After all, if the
I
game's
should let her
paused,
talk.
then so are our caretakers, which will make it a bit tricky for them to deliver the ostriches, eh? By the way, as well as pausing the game, you can speed the game up by clicking on the fast forward button. It'll run everything at 2 times and 5 times faster. It can be useful, especially if you're waiting for money to accumulate or for animals to be delivered to your habitat. Personally, I use it when I'm waiting for a brew to finish. All right, you've finished the habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think? Let's get 4 of them in here.
Alright, you want me to get him now? Okie dokie.
While we wait for them to be collected by the caretakers and brought to the habitat, you should get it ready for them. Add a suitable feeding station, water station, and an appropriate food enrichment item. It's often best to place things like enrichments and feeding stations near to the habitat perimeter, so guests can get a really good view of the animals.
We got that. Food and water. I mean, I really don't think that you should be able to see them drink and eat. Let them have some privacy. Jesus Christ, guys. The water will be by here. Is that it? Ah, there we go. Small trough. How do I rotate? No. Damn, I forgot how to rotate. Okay, I'm gonna have to stick it down until I remember how.
Oh, good to see the ostriches have somewhere they can
Let's
really
go.
stretch their legs.
Right, is there a way to
Did you
is it
know
double click?
they can actually run at 43 miles per
I'm not
hour?
allowed to yet.
Oh, heaven forbid they ever escape. The speed camera fines alone would bankrupt us.
Well, Bernie certainly seems impressed. Did you do his speed camera joke? Every time we get an ostrich. So, now we've made the ostriches' lives a bit better, let's do the same for the keepers, shall we? To make it easier for the keepers to feed the ostriches and hippos, we should build a new keeper hut. Keeper huts are where the keepers prepare the food for animals, so they should be placed near to the habitats to make sure the keepers don't waste their time walking when they should be looking after the animals. You'll need to rotate the keeper hut to get it to connect up to the path.
Yeah. Z, okay. Instead of what I just did. I like that though, that's okay. She alright with that? You good? Oh, she wants me to do this stuff, is she? Oh, come on, I've just did it. Delete it. Oh my god, I can't grab the whole thing. What's going on? Exit. It's no longer there. No, it is there. Well, this has never happened before. This is what I get. This is what I get. Alright, just where's the there we go. Whoa, it's a bit too close. Oh fucking hell. Bring the size down. Have I clicked the wrong button? Is that Terry? Alright. Let's do it again. Z. There you go.
This keeper hut only has space for one keeper, but the larger keeper hut can allow multiple keepers to prepare food at the same time. Oh, but bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests. Guests don't like seeing facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness negatively. In case that wasn't clear. Something that all facilities, shops, and a whole host of other objects need is power. And that obviously includes your newly built keeper hut. So let's place a transformer next to it, shall we?
Just having a little quick look inside. Nothing to see here, lads. Right, let's have a look, shall we?
Now, the reason
Power
everything has gone blue
Z.
is because you're using the power heat map. This map allows you to see what is and what
I will
isn't
wait.
powered in your zoo.
I will
So,
wait.
once you've placed your transformer, you can click in the bottom left to turn the heat map off. Lovely work.
I'll just
Now
right
the
click.
keepers can start using the hut to prepare food, and thanks to where you've put it, they won't need to walk very far to deliver it to the ostriches and hippos. Let's get on to your next objective then. Bengal tigers. We want to adopt some, but I'm afraid there's nothing ready for them yet. Head on over to the plot of land I've marked out. It's not too far away.
I am here.
Righty, your next job is to build a habitat from scratch. And concrete and glass, I expect. So, go ahead and build it. Just make sure that the habitat includes that big hole we've dug. Oh, and don't forget to add a habitat gate to the barrier.
A bit too low.
Oh, and make sure the guests will be able to see the tigers.
Alright, so that's connected. Where is... Ah, yeah, we put the habitat gate here, so no one can see.
Now, Bernie takes safety very seriously at his zoos, so we should probably make sure those tigers can't jump out of their habitat, don't you think?
Yes.
The way we'll do it is by changing the height of the habitat's barrier. Okay then, you should start by double-clicking the habitat barrier, which will take you into barrier editing mode.
All the way up.
Great. Now highlight the entire perimeter of the habitat. You can do
How
that
far
by
do you want it?
clicking and dragging the barrier selection tool. Now that the habitat is in place, don't forget to put down a donation box near to your viewing areas. We need every dollar we can get. Especially as
Two
these
of them.
tirers aren't exactly
Go
eating
glass.
instant noodles for
Maybe
lunch.
3. Oh, it's not gonna let me do it on one. Oh no, there we go. We also need like maybe anti-climbing. I mean they can't climb, so we'll be okay. Add a donation box because we need money.
Oh, Okay, that's the habitat boundary complete, the habitat gate in place, and most importantly, the tigers won't be able to jump out of it anymore. I think it's time we adopted those tigers.
Expensive. Jesus Christ.
Whilst
In
our
you
trusty
go.
caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their arrival.
Ugh.
We'll start with the basics. Add a suitable feeding station for them.
Where would we like to feed? Habitat, a large food tray. By here.
This time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different. Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from. All you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink. There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to fill it with water. You should do that by going into terrain and selecting the water tool.
Not like I remember this. Easy.
Yes, that'll do nicely.
Water,
Of course,
food.
just like
Now we need
the
an
warthogs
enrichment.
and ostriches, these tigers will also need some enrichment. Why don't you add some suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitat?
On top of the hill. And a scratchy post. And a very small scratchy post. Right there.
Okay, it's really starting to take shape. Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat so they can hide from the guests, or more likely the bad weather. Although given that we're in England, you might want to think of
Where
that
would I
just as
stick it?
normal weather. Go on, add a shelter to their habitat. You
If
can
I
either build
move-
one from various suitable bits and bobs, or if you like, just pop down the blueprint that I've already built for you.
I want to move this to here. But it's not blue. Ah, I don't think it makes a difference. Nope, does make a difference. Alright, habitat. She won't let me do anything. I want to change stuff. Where do we stick it? Doesn't look realistic. Where would I stick it? By here? Oh, that's alright. Not too bad.
Oh, poor Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat. Select a tiger and bring up its information panel. Rightio, click on the terrain tab. That way you can do the terrain
Needs more
information and
grass.
see how they feel about the different
Less
types
long,
of terrain.
more soil.
That'll tell you what the tigers need more of or less of in this habitat. Okay then, open the terrain editing tool, select painting, and give them some more soil. Yes, that should help with the habitat part of their welfare.
More soil. Bit more grass short again now.
Right then, all animals need plants
Lovely.
and trees from their own biome or continent. You know, deserts, savannas, or Asia, Europe, that sort of thing. It looks like these tigers need a few more plants in their habitat. To get a perfect fit, use plants from the rainforest and temperate biomes that are native to Asia. Although if you have to, you can get away with using just one or the other. The tigers will also want a certain amount of their habitat to be covered by those plants. To find out which plants to use and how many, select
gonna
a
change
tiger and go
coverage.
to the Environment tab.
They say the good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a
They're
Bengal
not finished yet.
tiger. Still, those tigers look so happy that I doubt they'd leave, even if you did poke a hole in their fence. Oh, but for heaven's sake, don't test that theory.
Right, let's head over to the Indian
I'm not
peafowls.
ready. I just
We've been
deleted
told that
some
we need
stuff.
to improve their social welfare.
Temperate tropical grassland. Is it Oh, I've missed it now. Unless I've typed. No, I generally missed it. We'll have to deal with that another time. Let's carry on with the
Clever.
tutorial.
Just find one of the peafowls and select them to open their information panel. Then we can have a good gander at how they're doing. Although technically, I suppose gandering would just be for geese. Expand their social welfare and we can get a bit more detail.
They
Now,
want
they've
more.
clearly got plenty of space and they're not stressed, but it looks like their social group isn't quite right. So let's find out more. Click on the social tab at the top
I
of
can
their
hear a
information
bell going
panel to
off.
see what's
Something
wrong.
really bad's going on. Right now, there's a flipping animal outside of their sanctuary. Alright, stop now. Oh no. I don't know where it is. Ah, we'll sort it later. Right. Social
Right.
tab.
As you can see,
They
the
need more
peafowls need their
adults.
population to be larger. To solve this little problem, you'll need to adopt 3 more female peafowls. Off you pop to the animal market then.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. In you go. Select all. Send to the zoo.
Good work on those peafowls. I expect they'll be delivered soon.
They
But
will.
sadly, it sounds like our snow leopard is a bit grumpy. Let's head over there and see what's wrong with her. Just like
There's
people,
no snow.
animals can suffer from stress if things aren't quite right. You know, like when you see someone put in the milk before the tea bag. In the
That
case
was
of
just
these
an
snow
attack on
leopards,
me.
they're a bit
Jesus
stressed
Christ.
by the lack of privacy. You can lower their stress levels by swapping out the normal glass barrier by their cave for one-way glass. It's not a cheap option, but I think they're worth the expense, don't you? This will give the snow leopards somewhere to go when they want to get away from the prying eyes of the guests. Of course, when an animal isn't in its natural biome, it's probably going to be too hot or too cold. Unsurprisingly
There
for
we
the
go.
snow leopards, it's too hot. Even with the terrible British weather. You should help cool it down by adding some
We need some
coolers to their
coolers.
habitat. But let's start by opening up the temperature heat map and having a look-see at the temperature in the leopard's habitat.
It's hot there. Oh no, that's...
As
There
you
we
can
go.
see, we already have one cooler in there. Let's pop some more down and get as much of the habitat as chilly as we can. Luckily for us, this habitat already has power, but you'll need to make sure of that in the future.
There
Just
we
so
go.
you know, if any part of a habitat is powered, then the whole habitat will be powered. You
Oh,
can
it's
find heat
lovely
maps
and
for
cool
all
now.
sorts of helpful things, so do be sure to
You get
explore
some
them
snow
and
on the
make
go.
good use of them. It'll take a little while for the temperature to adjust once you've added coolers or heaters, but now we've got the coolers in, we can address the leopard's terrain welfare. You see, what the leopards really want in here is snow and rock, so let's make that happen.
Ta-da! Oh,
Well then, all of that should give you a pretty good understanding of how to make animals happy. So I'd like you to go and check on all the other animals in the zoo and fix up any issues with their habitats.
Alright, let's figure out what's
That'll
wrong with
increase
this one
the
then,
average
shall we?
welfare of the
Where'd
animals
he
across
go?
the whole zoo.
Ah, there he
And
is.
that average welfare is a very important statistic.
There's a lot
Now,
of...
to quickly
Everything's
see
good
how
here.
all your animals are doing in the zoo,
Still
you
fine,
should go
though.
into zoo management and
All
then
good.
into the animals section.
Yep, all good. Zoo.
As you can see,
Animals.
this list shows you the animal's overall welfare. So, if something's amiss, then you can quickly pop over to them using
What's
the
going
link
on
we've
here then?
chosen. Right, I'm off for a cuppa while you make sure
What
all
is
the
going
animals
on
are
here
well
then?
looked after.
Not enough space, so we just sell some. There's too many of the fuckers. The social group is adequate though. Insufficient space. I can't give you more space, so I just need to sell you. If I sell a baby, can I sell? I don't think I can. He's playing on the piano. Oh god. I can see that, but I can't really move you unless I gave 2 right there. I have an idea. Do I have like another area? I don't really know how I can fix that issue, to be honest. Maybe we just move somewhere else. We got elephants? Where? Elephants. Alright, food and toy enrichment. We can do that. It is a African savanna elephant. Has it changed automatically then? Or because I was hoping that one day it would change that, but I guess not. African savanna. They need some food. Boy, we got quite a lot, but I don't have that, I don't think. The North American expansion pack. Right, where are they looking from? Yeah? Where's the donation box? Here we go. Alright, so if we stick something by here. Food enrichment. One more toy. So expensive. Maybe like up here. There we go. Right. Next on the list. Jesus Christ, are you alright? You're gonna die. You have no food? No, we do have food and water. Are they stressed? You don't really stop that. The only way we can stop that is if we change the gates. I think. To that. And do like a... Maybe that stops the stress, because I just don't think they need food and toy enrichment. Like, we don't really have one-way glass when you play the campaign mode, so it's nice to take advantage of it right now. Alright, what is he called? A Labra giant tortoise. Is there a way to... Oh, that's good. Might do that from future. Okay. It's very hot. And we don't really have much space, so there we go. We can have that there, and that's all. Oh. It's because I had that by there. I don't even think that works. Oh yeah, it does. Dog ball. A fruit spike tree. Jesus, they want so much. Any more? Another ball. There we go. That's a lot of food enrichment. You don't need all that. Right, you still need... No, you're all good. The habitat could be better. Need a hard shelter. A very small one. Z. X. Go down. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Alright, that is that sorted. Still, how am I gonna deal with these fuckers? Can't sell them. I'm gonna have to leave them for now and just move on to the giraffes. What's wrong with you, mate? You're terroring and you need enrichment. I mean, everyone needs enrichment, so we'll sort that out first. If I filter, will it filter? Yeah, it will. Okay. A food cage. He's already got one. I have another one. Jesus. What's going on here? I don't have anything else to give you. Interesting. We need another sprinkler. I mean, I'll get you one of these as well. Fuck it. These bears. These grizzlies. What's wrong with you, love? Once again, we know what's wrong with you. Where are they looking? By here. Okay. What the hell is this? An underwater fish feeder. That's amazing. That's so cool. Scatter feeder. Don't know why I've got that, but a tree forager. That's new. I think I need to get him some toys. A football. A big ass football. And like a box maybe. There we go. That's a lot of money. Like, in my park, I wouldn't be giving him all this. This is too much. Luckily, we're fucking loaded, eh? And these are my downfall. But we'll move on to the lions for now. They're eating right now. A football will help you. Hey, and a box. And you know what? Some food enrichments, because I'm loaded. And a scratchy pole. Alright, so the last... How am I going to fix this problem? This one is a problem and a half. Because, okay, I can give them toy enrichments. And that's it really, because I can't sell them. Look how many there are. I'll give you some toys. Obstructed. Another piano. Nope. 94. They have so much. I can't make this any bigger. What? That must be it, surely. What am I at? 87. I need 3 more percent. Okay, 3 more percent. The lowest is Latasha. She's not on the best. She wouldn't mind a toy. And we wouldn't mind giving her a toy with this right here. Jesus Christ. Alright. Toy. A big bloody tire. There we go. Sorted, eh? You could be better though. Social group. Too few adults. How many are there in it? Is it just you? It's just Latasha. We could get one more, I think, can't we? Nope, we can't. It's just life. I can't help you. Sorry, love. What else have we got? Terrain isn't the best, and they wouldn't mind some food enrichment. Food enrichment, okie dokie. We can give you that. There you go. And you can have one more. Lovely. One more for good luck. There you go. Lovely. Your terrain could be better.
Not bad. Not
Hey!
bad at all. I think it's fair to say that you've passed the first part of your training with flying colours. There's still lots more to learn, but we'll have to head to another one of Bernie's zoos for that. If you want to grab your passport, we'll head off, shall we?
Just go grab my passport now, I will, guys. Don't forget, guys, if you like this video, don't forget to click that like and subscribe, and I'll see you
Sounds like
guys.
you've got
No,
the
I
whole
won't.
zoo purring away nicely.
He
Well,
decided to
purring, grunting, screaming,
have a
booming,
chat.
all the appropriate noises. I guess I was right to hire you, huh? Don't tell her I told you, but Nancy wasn't sure you'd even last the morning. So, we're happy this is working out. And Nancy owes me a foxy coffee. As strange as it seems, considering we just met, when I look at you, I feel like you're the child I never had. After the one I did have, obviously. But you see, zookeeping's not for my daughter. Don't get me wrong. Emma absolutely loves animals, but she set her sights somewhat higher. Wants to save the entire planet. I'll just settle for saving a couple of species. Oh, and maybe having a type of frog named after me.
A type of frog, Bernie. Any more you want to add to this before I end this video? Lovely jubbly, guys. See you guys next time.